Hi there, artisans! Welcome back to this channel. This is Rochelle Rosenberg.
On point.
Now is my time to shine.
So you have seen in most of all my paintings that I've been priming all my canvases before I begin to paint, just like this acrylic painting that I've done recently. Now, learning the correct way to prime your canvas is a simple but crucial skill for artists working with oil or acrylic paints. So priming seals and protects the support, makes the canvas less absorbent, helps the colors stand out, and can provide a smooth surface with enough tooth for the paint to bind onto. So there are different types of techniques that you can paint. You can either paint with oil or acrylic, but in the basic terms you can always use gesso, and most traditional is the first layer or 2 layers is of 𝐂𝐀. So for oil, priming for oil color on your canvas by applying a layer of gesso to the surface will help the colors in your work really stand out. And when using oil color on canvas and the canvas is poorly primed, the oil may sink into the canvas and leave dull patches on the surface of your painting. So you can see from the back of the canvas that the oil paintings will go through. Now let's get on into the acrylic color. You can see that I'm spraying and preparing the canvas. Now there are 5 things, or at least these things you have to consider in painting. So 5 points to consider when priming is the tooth. So the tooth is how the surface feels. That is when you touch the paint, the canvas. And the more tooth a surface has, the rougher it feels to touch. And the prime surface need to provide a necessary grip for the color. Number 2 is absorbency. Priming limits the absorbency of the canvas and helps the adhesion of the paint film to primed surface. Now color, the relationship of the color of your primed surface to the colors you use in your work is important to consider. So oils become increasingly transparent as time goes by, and an opaque white prime surface will reflect back the maximum light. So that is the difference between the acrylic and oil. So the time goes by, the color changes, and you can also experiment by your own if you want to paint in oil or in acrylic. Now the rigidity is number 4. Primers add rigidity. This complements the nature of the paint film and ensures long-term stability. So this is the quality of the painting that you buy, and if you also prime correctly your canvas, the longevity or the life of your painting will last as long as 50 to 100 years, depending on the quality also and the pigment of your painting materials and the way you primed it. Now the last is coverage. It needs to be adequate for the purpose. So generally 1 or 2 coats of a good quality primer should be sufficient, right? So it is recommended that canvases be sized, but nowadays you can find those who are already sized and framed or already primed as well. And the characteristics of acrylic primers means that they have become the preferred option for oil painting and are chosen over oil and alkyl-based canvas primers. So the pigmentation of acrylic primers is carefully controlled and gives sufficient flexibility to avoid cracking, but sufficient rigidity to maintain the tension of the canvas and the correct degree of tooth and absorbency to ensure good adhesion when overpainted with either oil or acrylic.
If you have any feedback, please let me know. And if you have learned something from this video, please write your comment below.
Enjoy creating, enjoy painting. See you again on the next art.